Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to StrangeCast, Play One vs. World's Life is Strange podcast. I am one of your hosts, Adnan. My co-host Adam is here. Adam, you here?
I'm here. I have new glasses. You're going to have to get used to that.
Indeed, yes. We're both sporting glasses. Glasses crew today.
Glasses.
Very nice. Synchronized.
My other frames are super thin that when I went to work, they're like, oh, I've never seen you wear glasses. I'm like, I always wear glasses. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
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 Oh, yes. But yes, we're back. This is June's episode. So welcome back to the channel. I hope you're being well. If you are new here, as always, please do consider dropping a subscribe on the channel, like the video, share with your friends, help support the channel, help keep up to date with the channel. StrangeCast is available on all podcast services as well. So available on Spotify with the video version, Apple Podcasts, everything. And we're on 189 followers now on Spotify as well alone. So do go and check us out on there if you do get your episodes. Follow us because it means that you can just basically get easier access to the episodes, and do give us a rating as well. I think we have about 17 ratings on there, so thank you so much to everyone who has rated us. And just a reminder as well, this month changes our schedule because the Lost Records Journal turns bi-weekly, as we spoke about on the last month's episode. So you'll have 4 podcast episodes this month across 4 different weeks. A lot of work and a lot of editing for myself, but and also for Adam to come on to these as well. But it's like we've decided to do that, so obviously we'll be following the Lost Records very closely. And I have an interesting topic to talk about in Lost Records Journal as well. Kind of spotted it, I need to bring it up with you.
Ooh.
Just an interesting piece I noticed, but we'll talk about it on that podcast.
I'm a little warm, by the way, so if I take off my flannel in a sensual way, please don't blame me.
Yeah, we're not on that explicit level of a podcast yet. But yeah, welcome back to this.
Okay. Okay, we're good.
We're all good. So we are back for this week's episode of StrangeCast. And I think we'll kick things off really easy with Life is Strange content, Adam. Sometimes it feels like we don't talk about Life is Strange on here anymore. Because it seems like
I know, dude. Yeah.
It's not even out of like our own doing. It's like the series has been like quiet for ages. It's like we've covered every other topic and we kind of wait for news piece and nuggets pieces. And speaking of nuggets, we're going to start with our first one, which is from Luc Baghadoust, who works at Don't Nod Montreal, who worked on Life is Strange at Don't Nod. You'll know him very well. We talk about him a lot. He's always here. But this is a tweet he put out. I spotted it. I was like, this is interesting as well. So it was Luke revealed his favourite episodes from Life is Strange 1 and the criminally underrated Life is Strange 2, The GOAT. So Luke said here, and I tweet, and I think I can't see the full tweet because I think he's responding to Michel here about the anniversary of Chaos Theory, which I can't remember if we talked about or not, or if we missed.
I think we did. Yeah.
Oh, no, I think we missed it. Did we not talk about Wastelands?
I'm pretty sure we
anniversary?
Did. I'm pretty sure we talked about it last episode. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm gonna take you on.
Well,
yes.
Let me just pop on my different glasses and check with you.
There you go.
Yes, we did.
Those glasses on.
Does this throw this off at all?
I'm going to come on with some Oakleys next time and live it up. Anyway, Luke tweeted, and he put on the 20th of May, my favourite episode of Life is Strange 1. Episode 3 was also my favourite episode of Life is Strange 2. So he's referring to Chaos Theory for episode of Life is Strange 1 and also Wastelands of Life is Strange 2, which I would assume, Adam, would be everyone's per se.
Well, let me check on that.
Oh my God. I can't keep doing this guy.
You're incorrect on that. My glasses see all. No, you were wrong. I think, okay, so I'm going to assume yes. I think a majority of people, both with Life is Strange 1 and Life is Strange 2, episode 3 is probably the favorite for most people, I wouldn't say. We should put out a poll. Is there a way we can like put a poll on the YouTube like feed? You know what I mean?
You can on the communities tab on the YouTube page.
Tab.
So yeah. I might have to set that up and see what the verdict is.
I have a feeling that episode 3 for both games, because you have to think about it in a way of like storytelling, that's the climax of the story. That's where the story like everything pays off from what you've known, and everything is set up for the ending. So it's a perfect medium of storytelling where that third episode is going to be a lot of payoff and a lot of setup. So of course, yeah, I would say that's a majority favorite.
I would like to think it's everyone's favorite, but I think it might also. I think here's another one. Maybe I think it's the strongest episode out of both games, episode 3. It might not be everyone's favorite though, but I think it will be the majority. So I think it's still the strongest overall in both games, episode 3, but maybe not necessarily everyone's favorite because I think people might have different. Because like if I was thinking about the first game, I think Chaos Theory is the best episode. I would probably rank them 3, 4, 1, 2, 5 in that order. Okay. I think that's how in the order if I was going to say like what's my favorite and how I rank them. And then Life is Strange 2, it would be episode 3.
Okay.
3, 4, 2.
Wait for
5,
Life
1.
is Strange. Which one?
Life is Strange 2.
You're putting. Where'd you put Rules?
Behind episode 4.
God, really?
Yeah,
that's why I was like shocked.
But remember, I did review those in order as they were coming out.
I understand that, but damn.
Yeah, I only did it twice. No, yeah. I really dig episode 3 in Life is Strange 2. And then I think the more I think about episode 4 from Life is Strange 2,
Faith.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the introduction of Karen in that episode. Yeah. And the role she plays and the relationship they build, and then also the Jacob arc, and then also the entire church arc as well, like with the cult organization vibe, if anything. I think it has a lot more drama in it, if anything. I think episode 2 is a good setup. I think like episode 1's quite slow for me a little bit of Life is Strange 2, but I think like episode 2 is quite good because it's like we build in the story, we start doing the stuff with Captain Spirit, all the links that start coming into it. That's how I personally see it. But yeah, it's actually, Life is Strange 2 is actually a really weird one to rank, actually. Because it's like, it's weirdly enough, I don't think the opener is as strong as the first Life is Strange game.
No.
And I could possibly even suggest that it's the bottom episode of the rankings as well. I'd even put 5 ahead of it sometimes, but maybe I would put 1 ahead of it.
Rules is at the bottom of your list.
No. Rules is Rules is not at the bottom. No.
It sounds like it's getting to the bottom there, Adnan.
No. Episode 3, 4 in Life is Strange 2, it's episode 3, 4, 2.
Where's 2 landing?
Episode 2 is number 3 in that ranking.
Is number 3?
If not number 2.
It's right in the middle. You're saying it's a mid episode?
No, it's not a mid-episode. It's just we're ranking in this 5-episode structure. They could have done 6 episodes here to make it easier. Yeah, actually, yeah. So I don't know how I'd rank those, actually. Life is Strange 2 is quite an interesting one. I think it'd be 3, 4, 2, 1, 5. I think the finales of both Life is Strange games are very difficult to kind of like be higher up in the rankings because they're kind of like a bit more adrenaline fueled. Let's get to the finish line. Here's the multiple choice endings. It's not as, it doesn't have that meat, as you said, with the third episodes. Those like the meat action. Here we go. Everything hits the fan, all that kind of moment. So yeah, I think he's pretty much like on spot on with that, Luke. I think most people would probably relate with him on the fact that Chaos Fury is probably the best episode in Life is Strange 1. And then also Wastelands is the best episode in Life is Strange 2. And obviously we've recently talked about them as well on the podcast because the anniversaries came up. They're just enjoyable. They're really good episodes. I think personally speaking, episode 3, Chaos Fury, is a better episode 3 than Wastelands, but they are 2 different games, completely two different styles of storytelling. But I think like I would put it above that if I had to pick out the 2 of them. I don't know if you feel the same way.
No, I would. I definitely agree. I agree with your ranking even with Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, I think that's how you do it. How about 1? How would you rank them? Because my mind was 3, 4, 1. No, 3, 4, 1, 2, 5. I did it. Yeah, 3, 4, 1, 2, 5. Yeah. The first Life is Strange game.
Yeah, 3 and 4 are definitely my top 2. They would definitely like flip flop for me.
Yeah.
3 and 4. 1, I would definitely put in that mid section.
Yeah,
and then
great
2.
opener.
Yeah, and then 2 and 5, I would also flip flop.
That's
that 1 is like a perfect medium.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably 4, 3, and 4. Okay. So if I'm not flip flopping here, right? Mine would go. Yeah, 3, 4, 1.
Different. Yeah.
2, 5. Yeah.
See, I don't know if 2's better than 5 sometimes because I think 5's a little
that's
bit
what
underrated.
I mean. I think I would flip flop those sometimes. I wouldn't replace one. 1 stays in the middle, and then the top 2 and the bottom 2 are right there. But I'm like, sometimes I feel like 2 is worse than 5, but then at the same time the payoff the payoff at episode 2 like really does jar the whole story. I don't know. I'm sticking with what you ranked it as 3, 4, 1, 2, 5.
Yeah, I think it'd be worth coming back to this at some point in the future episodes when it gets a bit more quiet and we have no news or anything. Because like episode 5, I kind of sometimes think back on Life is Strange 1 and having played it in the remastered, I'm like, did I give this episode a bit of a harder time than I thought I did?
Which,
I was like,
by the way, I think I mentioned to you that my friend, I watched him play the entire. Yeah, it's still buggy. It's still buggy. The remaster is still buggy.
And
he played all 5 episodes right in front of me, and I watched. And I think I told you, I did say it on the podcast where the last episode with what's the song called? But I had it on my Spotify, ready to go because like the last song was not playing, and I was like, no, this has to, and I played it at the exact right time. The exact right time.
At the end of the episode?
Yes, at the end
Obstacles.
of when he sacrificed the bay. Or no, sacrificed Bay and made the bay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well I don't care about the song in that ending because that doesn't count. The only one canonical ending.
Such a good ending, dude. Oh, it's such a great song. So
as you saw my clown meme on the TikTok page, by the way, on TikTok, go and follow us. I like perfectly encapsulated that. Been very good at form as well. The last one that I did was outstanding, the Jefferson one. I thought people like that. Look, if I ran the social media
if I see one more clown meme on there, I'm gonna scream.
I might just do another one, to be honest. Those clown memes always make me laugh. I don't know what it is about it.
God dang.
Yeah, 5's an interesting game. 5's an interesting episode. Sorry, I think like 2 has a. Does 2 even have a better ending than the episode 5 of the first Life is Strange? That's a big question, actually. I think it's got a very climactic ending because of like the stakes are high.
Depends on which ending.
Yes.
Depending on which ending.
Yeah, 2 versus 5 is a very interesting debate, actually.
Then again, episode 2 also has 2 separate endings.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
we only have one ending. We always save Dave. We always save Dave.
Oh no, I meant episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate. Nothing happens to Kate.
The first time I played it, yeah, she jumped.
Ha. The guy.
I'm not emotionally stable. I'm just like, come on, Kate, just come on and chill. Come on down. Come on down, Kate. And she's like, no. And then she jumps. I was like, what the f-? And Liz was right next to me. It's like, that's not how you talk to girls. I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
Is this why you left the church?
That's why I left. I was like, maybe this is my sign to like not be here.
Reinstigating the world life experiences.
Like ever since then, I've saved Kate, but like, yeah, the first time I played it, she jumped.
I wouldn't be able to deal with that. I was like meticulously in her room, like snooping through things and like getting these Bible verses. And
that's
like
the other thing. I'm not a snooper. I don't snoop in things. And then she's like, "Well, who loves me?" I'm like, "Oh, everybody."
Michelle, you're like
Michelle loves you.
You write on the TV like Michelle. You're clicking on it. It's like, why is it not letting me do it here?
Yeah, that's how I did it. But yeah.
I don't really know. Anyway, like in the comments, do let us know which one you think out of 2 and 5, which you think is a better, because that's a mixed. I think, as we said in the rankings, I think you can interchange those episodes at the top and bottom. But on episode 3, Chaos Fury, yeah, episode 3 Chaos Fury is great. I remember playing through the remastered collection, barring obviously the technical issues and stuff. It was great. Still holds up to the test of time. Fantastic cliffhanger ending. And then even Wastelands as well, which was like, I think that was like the true, like almost like if we're going to tell a coming of age moment for like any young boy at that point in their life,
yes,
that's great. And also like, I don't, and that as well, that Wastelands episode as well, I regretted my life more than anything else when I gave Sean that haircut. I was like, did you give him the haircut?
Yes, I did.
Oh, he looks so bad. It's like such a bad haircut. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, what is going on? The tattoo is like reasonably like you can get away with this, but
sure,
not the haircut.
The haircut is bad, dude. Haircut is bad.
Oh God. Yeah. Great episodes. But yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to bring that in as a topic from Luke there. And speaking of Luke, we go to the other gaffer. The gaffer is the boss. Before Adam jumps on me and sends me a message about British lingo. Yeah, before he sends me another message about British lingo. Yes, gaffer, the boss. Michel Koch, studio creative director.
What do you
at Don't Nod
call
Montreal?
So carbonated drinks with like flavored syrup in them, like Coca-Cola
Fizzy
and
drinks,
all that.
mate.
No, you don't. Do you actually?
Yeah.
Does everybody in England call them fizzy drinks?
Yeah, well, we're not going to call it soda, are we? It's a fizzy drink. How is this difficult?
Wait. Do you go into restaurants and say, what fizzy drinks do you have?
No, you'd be like, what soft drinks do you have?
You don't say soda or pop. You just say soft drink, fizzy drink.
Well, no, I think you wouldn't be like, what fizzy drink? You'd probably be like, what soft drinks do you have? Because like soft drinks would be like both like carbonated drinks and also like non-carbonated drinks.
Why are you so proper over there? Why can't you
Because
just be rude over there?
Mate, you guys spell color wrong. Like that's just already bad enough. I was like, when I picked up my Game Boy Color for the first time and saw it with no U in it, I was like, this countryman. I was about to say this backward country, but like this countryman. Like, nah, not having this. Anyway, Adam, Michel Koch, the other half of Don't Nod Montreal with Luke. You know him from Life is Strange 1 and 2, co-director. Tweeted something which was a little bit of a while ago. I think it came out after the last episode, and it was in late May. But it's on 18th of May, and he put the game we're making and the 3 of the non-game inspirations behind it. So obviously, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage referring. So this is a Lost Records, Bloom and Rage conversation. Twin Peaks,
of course.
Twin Peaks, never.
Not Michelle. No.
Which I've never watched, by the way, as well. It's always been my list.
Twin Peaks?
No, but I know that the minute I watch it, my life is going to flash before my eyes. The amount of references and stuff, and like what I've heard and stuff, it seems like as soon as I watch it, my life's going to be like...
It'll make a lot of sense. Like a lot of things will like connect. It's like, oh, that's why he did this and that. Yeah.
That's why I've never got around to it. But I will watch it. It is one of my things, but that's on like the list of about a million things to do. But Twin Peaks, obviously, it... Mm-hmm. I don't actually know what the last one is. I think someone might have mentioned it in the comments of that tweet. Do you know?
Yeah.
What is that?
It is a movie from 1996 called The Craft. And
The Craft?
You can actually recognize, one of the actresses in this picture.
Got Hannah Tell in it?
Nope. Guarantee
actress. Are we talking about the one on the left in the black top? Mm-hmm. Who are you?
Yeah, Mr. I can guess everybody's name and their ranks in the offices. You know who that person is. That is none other than Neve Campbell.
No.
That's Neve Campbell, yeah.
No.
Oh, wait, sorry. Is that... I know Neve Campbell's in the movie. I'm pretty sure that is Neve Campbell. If not, she's the one like on the left here. But I'm pretty sure that's Neve Campbell.
I knew that was Neve Campbell then.
Okay, good. I did. I
could
did
tell
recognize
from her hair and no face.
Yeah, but that's Neve Campbell.
Really?
Yeah.
When was this again?
1996.
So this was, I think, was this a year before Scream?
I think Scream.
3 years.
No, I think it was 97. Was Scream?
Have a look at Scream 1.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, no. So
96 was Scream 1.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So yeah,
I remember it came out in the same year. But The Craft is an interesting movie. It has some horror aspects, but I wouldn't call it horror. But I'm also desensitized to horror at this point. But yeah, it's actually interesting. This is the most interesting one that Michelle put up here because The Craft, Twin Peaks is like. Yeah, like it's Twin Peaks. It, of course, because something comes back. But what's interesting about choosing The Craft is that these group of women have these powers, and it's all about vengeance against other people. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's all about vengeance against a certain person.
By the way, sorry.
You're looking at the Wikipedia, yeah.
I'm just looking at the blurb at the minute.
Yeah, go for it. But essentially, they're casting vengeance, but then they start to realize, like, hey, our actions have consequences, essentially. So that's interesting where, yeah, you're reading the blurb of what they're getting vengeance for.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. But But yeah, dude, it's an interesting movie, but it takes us a lot into what Lost Records will be, and there's action and consequence. I think over everything, I think this is signifying that the action to the consequences kind of aspect, because it is kind of a morality movie than anything else. But Twin Peaks is kind of like that. I saw a comment, somebody saying that like Twin Peaks really, and then Michelle's like, absolutely, always. And once again, just riding back on it. I think we all saw that from the trailer, but the craft, if you've seen that movie, I think he's going for more of like the consequences aspect.
They created a legacy sequel 24 years later.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh God, no.
Yeah, it sums up what I was gonna say. I was like, should I watch that now?
No.
Craft. Yeah, Nev Campbell is the one on the left, Adam. Sorry, the far left.
Yeah,
can't see your head. Damn. Yeah, actually, that's because obviously I think, like, funnily enough, if you hadn't revealed this, it probably makes sense why people were saying Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. So I saw in the comments, somebody was saying Yellow Jackets and Paper Girls, and he said he discovered those while making this game.
Yeah.
So there's no inspiration. He just like discovered it while making this game, including the Paper Girls comic series. And he's like, yeah, I just discovered about it, but it makes sense for him to like pick these three. But I think the craft is definitely the most interesting take.
Yeah, I agree with it as well, because out of obviously like having seen what they've done over the last 10 years, close to 10 years now, if not longer, the main reference to like Twin Peaks makes sense, because obviously we've seen the massive influence on Life is Strange. And then just like you wouldn't be surprised, 'cause obviously the Stephen King references in the first Life is Strange, and heavily, it shows like a lot of Stephen King shades, if anything, from what I can tell, if anything, like in terms of themes and stuff. And then obviously we watched the trailer and it has those It vibes and stuff. So again, that makes sense. Obviously the photo of the craft, that makes sense why people thought it might have been Yellow Jackets, because obviously 4 girls, etc. It's kind of like that theme, but Michel has said it's not, and as he said, he's like explained why. But yeah, that'll be an interesting one, because that'll be interesting to see how that impacts Lost Records, because like that's the other genre being infused into sort of influence, if anything, compared to what we've seen so far from them. You seem
so. I'm also looking up where you can watch The Craft, and it doesn't look like it's streaming anywhere, but you can rent it from Amazon Prime, Apple TV, so you can like rent it.
I will find a link for it somewhere. I will find something from there on a streamable service of very legal senses. Do not worry about that.
Looks
like
like
Blockbuster doesn't exist. I'd love to go to a Blockbuster.
I know,
outside
dude.
the one that's in America. That one that's still somehow operating.
No, it's in I think it's in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm seeing Watch the Craft on Netflix, but I don't have
those
Netflix.
Days, Adam.
I only think about those days. Here's the other thing. Like, I keep saying this to people. We've set ourselves up to not collect physical media, and now that we're like begging for Blockbuster, for FYE, for all these like physical stores, we set ourselves up to say like, we're not going to buy these. So then they ran out of business. Like, no, we want to buy them, and business are like, what do you want us to do? It's like at all. No, I think about going to record stores all the time, like actual CD stores, and like picking up albums instead of Spotify telling me what I want to listen to. Like, I want to go into CD stores and say like, no, I want to listen to this, or even Blockbuster. It's like, I'm tired of Hulu saying like, oh, you should watch this. No, I want to go into a Blockbuster, and I discovered a movie at Blockbuster called Beneath Loch Ness. And I rented that. Yeah, I rented the movie so many times when I was a kid. That's because like I was a kid. I went through Blockbuster and I said Loch Ness, and then I took it, and then I was like, rent please. So I did that. But
you have the choice though as well, which is the important thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't seen a Netflix interface for over 2 years now. And I'm so happy for it, because I get to pick my own films. And like the places where I go and check things, I only like sign into that service or whatever if it has the content, and I click on it and I watch it. I never sit on the homepage and let other people recommend things, because I have that with YouTube sometimes. When I click on a video and there's about 50 adverts, and I watch a minute clip, and then another 50 adverts pop up, then an in advert pops up. I'm like, I'm done, man.
Yeah.
I'm done. So I want to watch
No,
something.
me and
Just
Liz and I are building up our physical collection again. Like we're buying DVDs, we're buying
I'm going to make a thing with you here as well. I think it'll make a comeback.
I think so too. I actually do think people are getting tired of
Mhm.
digital only. I don't know about video games just yet because we're getting to a point where the box is going to be digital. Games are different because they are getting much more big, so you can't fit them on a disc. But in terms of music, movies, I think that's going to make a comeback.
Yeah, I think video games have their own problems, if anything. But like
video games,
in terms of,
that's a different beast. That's a completely different beast.
but
that's
I see the thing with I see the thing with films though and records and stuff like that. That will definitely make its comeback. I think it's your generation as well, and my generation that'll do it. Where it's basically like in your 20s,
your generation. How old do you think I am?
You're a lot older than me. In my head, you are. It makes me feel happy. Like he's like 25 years older than you. Don't worry about that. But like, I think our generation will bring that back, where it's like the mentality of like buying consumeristic things after sacrificing them after like the last 10 years. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, Michel Ankefield's Inspirations, we have covered that, so that will be on here. And then the Lost Records Journal is out this month again, so do stay tuned for that. That is our Lost Records podcast if you do not listen to it. And if you are new here to StrangeCast, if you are new here, hello. Speaking of which, before we go on to the next topic as well, I was thinking about this. I was like, people who watch StrangeCast and who people have come here and stayed here, it's like, who do you think their favourite host is?
Oh, me, obviously. I'm everybody's favorite.
Yeah,
I'm everybody's cup of tea.
Apart from that guy who like comments on videos saying "boo Adam Evil," but like that's just a different.
No, he's just saying it because he's jealous of my rugged good looks.
Maybe he'll pop up in the next video.
I guess you'll have to set up another poll. Who's your favorite?
That would be an interesting one. Yeah, that would be an interesting one.
And then once you get the results, you destroy them. Like, no, you can never know.
Yeah, it was rigged. I would be the petty kind of person where I'd sit on that poll and make up about 2,500 YouTube accounts, like fake accounts on like fake email generators, like. And I'm like, oh, Adam, you lost here by a landslide.
Yeah, wow.
It's like we don't even have 2,500 listeners, but we do now, though, apparently. So it's like the results. Adam, next topic, interesting one, because we haven't talked about this and we've been keen to talk about it for a while, because last time I believe we properly talked about it was on your podcast back in the day when we were just kind of like had our introduction. So and I love that this is a tradition now as well for them. So Don't Nod, going to Kotaku, so it's Don't Nod, play our game for free and give money to trans charities for Pride. So this is Kenneth Shepard on Kotaku. It says, Don't Nod, the developers of Life is Strange and the upcoming Lost Records Bloom and Rage, are putting one of their games out for free as part of Pride Month. Tell Me Why is an episodic adventure game about Tyler Ronan and his twin sister Allison. Tyler is a trans man, and Tell Me Why delivers into his pre-life and post-transition, as it includes flashbacks to the twins' childhood. This has become an annual tradition for Don't Nod. Several of the studio's games have been LGBT plus Q themes and characters in them, though Tell Me Why's dissection of Tyler's gender identity stands out because he is the first trans protagonist for the studio and the first trans lead in an AAA video game or AAA video game. There have been more trans characters like Lev in The Last of Us Part 2 and Dragon Age's Inquisition's Creme, but by and large, few put AAA games put trans people front and center. So with all the money you're saving by not paying for the game, Don't Nod recommends using that cash to donate to trans-inclusive charities or give $20 to your best trans friend. That's allyship, baby. So let me just put this in the article. I don't think there's anything else in the article. There's a lot of filler down there. And then also as well, Tell Me Why Twitter said it's that time of the year again. Tell Me Why is free throughout June 2024 in honor of Pride Month. As in the past years, we ask you to give your money and support to trans creators, trans-inclusive charities in your community, and trans people indeed. So that is a regular yearly thing. I think that, personally speaking, this game was like not as exposed to a larger base because it was on Xbox only.
Yes, I agree with that.
Published by Microsoft. But again, like that was part of the arrangement. Obviously, you can't really change that. But I do like the fact that they do this every year and it gives it as much exposure, because I don't think that this isn't a money spinning game, if anything, like just on the context of the game itself. It's not like a GTA or anything, but it's like, it's good for them to do that and then just give people and audience, because I think like at this point it's probably the best kind of like free exposure is free exposure to Don't Nod. So it's like if you like, you know, you have new younger generations, like if they can kind of like bring people in, great. And obviously they have also an incentive like for why they want to do it as well. I really enjoyed this game. I wish it was.
I want to replay it. Honestly, I might replay it this month because I remember thinking that the episodes were long, but being a 3-episode game. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's only 8 hours. So let's just look up. Tell me why.
6 to 8, I would say.
9.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That makes sense
Wow.
because I think. How long is each episode? Chapter 1. Okay, a lot of people are saying each episode is 3 hours long.
Oh wow.
I remember them being long, but 3 hours sounds about right. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because I'm pretty sure Life is Strange, each episode is about 2 hours.
2 to 3.
Yeah, and then this one
like...
is 3 hours each episode. So it's just kind of one of those things. I'm like, it's not like a time consuming thing. But yeah, I definitely want to replay it this month. Definitely.
I wonder if there's like a precursor to what Lost Records Bloom and Rage will be. So instead of being 3 parts at 3 hours each, it's 4.5 hours each of those 2 episodes. Lost Records is 2 parts, remember?
Yeah, and then like that will go into like being an 8-hour game. That's not bad.
Mine was 9, 4.5.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The math ain't working math today, but yes, we can also make it 4 hours if you want as
4
well.
hours. Here's the thing: I miss where games were under 10 hours, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking on like a little bit of where we were talking before, how physical games are coming back, bro. I literally last weekend bought a 360. Okay, I bought a 3 and I took it apart. I dusted it. It was great. And then I'm putting in. So I'm right now. I'm playing Singularity, which is a
yes.
which underrated game, by the way. Singularity, 7-hour game, and I just pop the disc in and boom, I'm starting to play, and I'm just like, I miss one where games you just pop it in and let's go, and 2, it's a 7-hour game. I also got Enslaved, which is a Ninja Theory game, which is only 8 hours. And then I got my longest game, Jade Empire, which is only 17 hours as an RPG. And I'm like, I miss where games were condensed and not like Yakuza, which is 70 hours long. You know what I mean?
Yakuza slander on this podcast, my friend. Not a chance. That doesn't
but
exist
it's like,
there.
it's not even just Yakuza, but it just feels like every game is like 20 hours at least. And I'm like, oh my God, can we just have condensed games? I don't have time for this. I'm employed. So
did you see the recent state of play from PlayStation? It was like deeply embarrassing because it summed up like where we're at with the console market. I don't think video games will go through a crash, but I think they're going to go through a stagnation period.
I think we're already there. I think we're already at a stagnation.
All that. Yeah.
I don't, like you said, I don't think video games will crash. I think there's just going to be a lot of layoffs, and I think it's the crash. I think the crash is already okay. Here, okay, aluminum hat. All right, I'm not trying to say that like this is what the facts are. The crash has already happened. Okay, the crash is already happening because think about all the layoffs that's happened. Think about all the studio shutdowns that have happened. Think about the massive loss of funding through the pandemic, through not selling these consoles. I think we've already have been in our crash, but it's just not as dramatic as the first crash in 1984, 83. So it's not as dramatic as that, where like we have landfills, but we have all these layoffs. Like we have, I think at this point, 20,000 people laid off from the video game industry. I think that's a crash. And now we're at the point of stagnation where nothing's happening, but video games are so big. At this point, you're not going to see a steady crash, but I think in the next 5 years, we're going to see a reset where games are going to go back into a collective 10 hours. They're going to be smaller projects. We can see better games, smaller. Like look at Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was a phenomenal success. And it was only 10 hours long, I want to say. and that studio shut down, that's not to say that these people won't start their own studios and make other games. So I think we're going to see a reset more than a crash.
Yeah, I would sooner take any double A game over a triple A like big experience. I just don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have the effort. They all look the same.
Yes.
I'm bored. Even with State of Play, when I watched it,
I was gonna say they all look the same, dude.
It's like what I'm like watch like look. I love Until Dawn. Why is it getting a PS5 port? It still looks like a PS4 game. The port isn't even that impressive.
Nothing different. It's so similar.
I'm like I don't care.
It probably has better saturation, but like that's it.
Like even in the realm of this as well. Tell me why is technically classed as a triple A game, because obviously Microsoft published this. Microsoft Studios published this. Yeah, it doesn't actually act like a triple A game either. It feels like double A, and it has that same Life is Strange 1 vibe where Square Enix was publishing it, and you have the Sundance kind of like style filmmaker or directors who have come into it, because this is a different team. This is a different team in Paris that made the Tell Me Why game, and it's really enjoyable. And it's like, I would just say to someone, if they're like, do you want to play? I'm like, this game is free. It's free. It's like 9 hours, and you'll find it quite like wholesome and colorful, and like it's just a different experience. I think like, obviously, there was big expectations where some people came in thinking it was going to be like a Life is Strange spiritual successor, and it would go down the same kind of like, beat for beat, like Crazy Roads. But for what it is, I like what it is as well. I liked it was more a personal profile piece on Tyler, and it was very centric to that story. So it was very interesting to see how they handled that and the way they told it. And it was just enjoyable, but like in the sense of the bigger scheme of like games aren't going to be able to sustain themselves. I agree with you, because I think 5 years from now, the budgets will shrink. They'll come down to like being small experiences, because video games don't generate the same income as films do per se. And I think the only
even
games
the films industry is starting to see a hit too,
and that as well, because it's like there's only very few things, for example, that generate enough money that can take massive capital. So, for example, whatever the budget of GTA is, that's irrelevant. And same with like, for example, Call of Duty, the budget is irrelevant because the game will sell in the billions. For example, Tell Me Why will not sell in the billions. So rather, you need to make it a nice, good budget, and it still tells a story and is a compact experience, and that's what Tell Me Why is. It's like,
I'll be interested, by the way, and you brought up Call of Duty. Did you see that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is going to Game Pass?
Bro,
dumbest decision ever.
Yeah.
So dumb. Because, like, in terms
way.
of sales, man.
No, go on, sorry. Continue.
No, I was going to say, like, you were saying, like, oh, you won't know because of the sales of Call of Duty. It's coming to Game Pass. That's the stupidest choice that Microsoft has made some dumb choices lately. And this is coming from me, an Xbox like fanboy. I've been playing Xbox since the very first, and I still have my Series X. I just bought 4. I bought another 360. So yeah, I'm an Xbox fanboy. When I say that Microsoft has done the dumbest things lately, like absolutely like belligerently stupid things, to put Call of Duty on Game Pass has to be the dumbest thing that Microsoft has ever done so far.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It's very telling when Bobby Kotick even talked about it, the FTC trial, and he wouldn't do it. And whatever you think about Bobby Kotick, for me at the
notable
end of the day, he's a
idiot,
business.
Bobby Kotick. Yeah,
well, he's like, he's still a businessman, and he ran the company, and he saw the profitability of it, and it's like, why would you do that? It's like, for example, if like I found out that Lost Records Bloom and Rage was coming to Games Pass day one, and I'd sit there being like, you what? I'm like, you
even
what,
the Callisto Protocol. The Callisto Protocol said no to Game Pass, and they flopped commercially. And you're still like, no, we're still not going on Game Pass.
They're only doing that because they want the numbers, the subscribers. They really want to make Game Pass isn't going to work, man. People don't
here's
want
the
that,
thing.
man.
If Bloom and Rage gets on Game Pass, I wouldn't blame them, because this is a lesser known studio. I feel like if it does go on, it's going to go on for a limited time, then it's going to be taken off, and then people will buy it from there. But like the initial sales from Call of Duty, and you're telling me that needs again, Game Pass I think is good for indie studios. I think it's good for games that you need to be aware of. To put Call of Duty on there is the dumbest thing. And again, I think to put Call of Duty, if you put Bloom and Rage and Call of Duty on the same platform, who's going to get the most attention? It's going to be Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Versus it's going to need light on Bloom and Rage, where people are like, oh, Bloom and Rage, what's that about? That's what I see Game Pass as, which I've been wanting to cancel my Game Pass for a while, because that's a different story. But like, there's so many times where Game Pass puts out a small game, and I'm like, oh, what's that? I'll play it, and I'm like in love with it, and then
Yeah.
I'll buy it. That's recently what happened with Guardians of the Galaxy. When that came on Game Pass, I played it, and then I bought it.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you, because it's the same with like EA. EA is very smart at doing, because they put EA Sports FC 24, the football game or soccer game, on PlayStation Plus last month, but they've only done it because obviously the new game will come out in a couple of months.
Yes.
So obviously they want to try and attract more people, and they can take hits on sales.
They do that with NBA 2K as well on Game Pass. Yeah, they do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to like attract people at that point, because it's like no one's really going to buy. If anyone's buying it at launch or brand new at that point, it's a very strange purchase to pick up, because it's like the new game's going to come out and they're going to be able to milk that cycle. They're just building up hype from it. But it's like, yeah, it's a weird state with the industry. But tell me why though. I like that we've got into this tradition with like putting it on this platform.
Yes.
I've always said this as well before. Like, this game would not have seen the day of like if Microsoft didn't take the punt on it, because like the trans lead character, for example, like how many times do you think it's going to be in any market available? It's like most markets would not ship a game like this. And we've had this conversation about Izzy and True Colors and stuff, like the way that it's almost like you can cut her out of the game and never notice. It's like, I think like that's the difference, is you can't do this with like a Don't Nod game. The game is centered on a trans lead character and it's telling his story. But yeah, I really enjoyed Tell Me Why though. I thought it was a really, really original experience.
I am currently looking up to see. I'm just curious right now. If Tell Me Why came on Game Pass, since it's free. Look at that. It is on Game Pass.
It is on Game Pass, yeah.
Yeah, it's should play great on PC. I would hope so. Yeah, so if you're on Game Pass, I can confirm it is on Game Pass, and if not, it is free anyway. And I do confirm. I just wanted to confirm that it's not just Chapter 1 that's free, but it's Chapters 1 through 3. So the whole game is free. So
it was a great looking game as well. I really enjoyed it. The music was great as well.
Looking. Especially it was based in Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
The thing was cool. And there's also an interview with Ryan Lowe, the composer of Tell Me Why on this channel. One of the very first videos, so you can go and check that out. But yeah, really enjoyed it. It's a shame that I never got August Aiden Black on here. Good old Microsoft and their PR team.
I know, we both tried on our own respective channels, yeah.
I tried Erica Lindback as well, but that was a very big punt, because she's like massive in the industry.
Yeah, I tried her first, and then I reached out to Aiden, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shame. But yeah, go and check Tell Me Why out. It's available. It's a great game. You'll enjoy it. If you have not played it, it's a good taste of the portfolio of games that Don't Nod makes. And speaking of which, Adam, next piece of news.
Yes.
So interesting piece. This is our first Deck 9 news in a long time post allegations and anything that's not related to the allegations. So Deck 9 on the 30th of May tweeted, the Expanse Telltale Series team and the rest of the studio are honored to be nominated for the Authentic Representation Award.
Sorry, you froze for a second. Okay, you're back.
Cut my line out there, man. Anyway, let's go back to it. The Expanse, Deck 9 tweet that the Expanse Telltale Series and the rest of the team are honored to be nominated for the Authentic Representation Award for the Gayming Awards this year, GIY, MING, if anyone's wondering. We're thrilled to share the honor with Telltale. Congratulations to all the nominees. So in that category, Baldur's Gate 3, Coral Island, Thirsty Studios, The Sims 4, The Expanse Telltale Series, and This Bed We Made.
I was about to say you're conflicted at this point.
Go on, Olivia. Best of luck to you, and also to Deck 9 as well. Like the people who made the Expanse team, if anything, that
and
is a different
the
studio.
Sims 4,
and that as well. I didn't realize they're making Sims. The Expanse team is different from the Life is Strange team that works at Deck 9. Just for context as well, for anyone wondering, they are a completely different team, because we have had developers who have worked on the Expanse come onto this channel to talk about the Expanse when we were covering it back in the day. And obviously now, again, like Deck 9 is currently marred in allegations from the report IGN put out, and Deck 9 has commented on that as well. If you do want to go and see what Deck 9's response to the allegations were about its workplace and everything else in between it. Obviously, it's very interesting because, I think maybe Life is Strange won't get the same nods, if anything, after what we read in that report. I was just surprised when I saw it, because I was like, it's a gaming magazine, and they were like heavily associated with Life is Strange, but maybe that's I think maybe they've kind of like moved their eyes away from it because it is not a Life is Strange game. The Expanse, a Telltale series, was a very interesting game. Do you remember playing when we played it?
Yes. In terms of authentic representation, that is So one, The Sims 4. That's an interesting take as authentic representation. Now, me as being a cis white straight male, I have no representation in me. The only representation I have is a jar of mayonnaise. But The Sims 4, I don't see it. In terms of authentic representation. Whereas the Expanse, there was a story written for it. There's actual nuance to it. This bed we made, I'm still waiting for me to buy it, but you've played it. Is there authenticity in that?
It was very good. It was very, very it was very impressive. Like the research they put into the game, because like when you pick up the leaflets and stuff like that, you kind of learn. And then you can go see our interview as well with Olivia Lucia, who was the director, creative director at Lowbirth, talking about it, because it's like they really dug into the archives of like
Yes.
both representation and also as well like interpretation in Canada, because it's Canada specific, that game. So I thought it was very, very good. It was one of those things you start picking up when you're playing the game, and how like in its period piece it is, which is like in the 1960s, I think it was 1950s, 60s. So it's very like in that time, and it seems very authentic, if anything, like especially with like the case studies that they seem to be applying on certain parts of representation in Canada. So I think that's a really interesting nominee. I think they could even win that as well. Obviously,
but
that's
the other thing. I was gonna say, like, you gotta have your stomach drop when you see that first nomination, dude.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, like, what would be equivalent to this is like, best music scores, and you have scientific, you have Lena Raine, you have Olivier de Riviere, and also Hans Zimmer. It's like, who's gonna win here? And it's like, fuck, okay, it's great.
Yeah, it's
like
the little guy versus the juggernaut, isn't it, essentially?
Exactly. I'm like, I think the Expanse could stand a chance, and same with Coral Island and this bed we made. I haven't played it yet, but I swear to God, if the Sims 4 wins, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, I'm not even remotely gay. Well, I shouldn't say that, but listen, man, when I see Chris Evans' ass, it's like, it's game over for me. But all that, jokes aside, I'm not here to say is like I will be mad for the gay community. It's just kind of like The Sims 4, really. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't scream authentic representation of war, if anything.
No, but Baldur's Gate 3, I haven't played a lick of it. But people seem to be really excited about it, especially the gay community. I've seen a lot of love for it. So that's really nice that they actually connect with it. So if it does win, it's kind of like, at least that community connects with this game. At least they do that. Versus The Sims 4, that's more of like a universal kind of game. I don't know. I think it plays a safe route. Which, by the way, a report came out for The Sims 4 DLC. Want to gander a guess of how much all of the DLC costs for Sims 4?
We're talking EA here.
Yes. All the DLC.
I would say, I was going to say 100, but that seems like Ubisoft levels of like DLC bonuses.
We're talking about all of the DLC.
All DLCs.
Yes.
I don't know how many DLCs it is, but like maybe $80.
Want to take another guess?
Is it higher or lower?
All of the DLC, Adnan.
Oh, it must be like $200 then or something. So it sounds like it's going to go ridiculous, this.
Adnan, are you sitting down for this?
Oh, no.
$1,200.
Oh, my God.
A report came out to say, if you collect all the Sims 4 DLC, it equals out to $1,200. My brother. Bro.
There's something wrong there. There's something wrong.
And here is an article from PC Gamer just to prove it. Where it says, under the weight of over $1,200 worth of DLC.
Oh dear God.
$1,200 to buy all of The Sims 4 DLC.
Oh dear. $1,200.
I know it because my wife loves The Sims 4, and every time there's a new DLC, she's like, "Oh, can I buy?" And it's $50 for a DLC pack. I'm like, "What? You're getting so ripped off! Oh my god!" But now she's really into Stardew Valley now, so I'm on the safe end here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're in a lose-lose situation here. Maybe not as major lose compared to Sims, but Jesus Christ,
it's wild, dude.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah.
Well, either way, I think like there's a big category there. Best of luck to Lowbirth and Olivia as well. Like, I hope you win, and also as well to the Deck 9 team on the Expanse. They are a different team from Life is Strange team. Just to let me reinforce that, because obviously we've spoken to Stefan Frost and Zachary Andrews. Best of luck to you on that as well, because you guys are great.
Andrews.
Good. So best of luck to you both on that. Little piece of news quickly before we wrap up on the news segment. Twin Mirror is on sale. So I was going to include a Jusant one in here, but Jusant's sale ends by the time the episode comes out. But Twin Mirror is on sale on Steam at 75% off. So I'm currently waiting for that drop to happen on the PlayStation. Hopefully it does happen.
Is it not on PlayStation on sale?
I don't think so. I still regret not picking up when it was like £5. That was like the biggest mistake of my entire life. Because I was going to go pick it up and it was like, I think it went back up to like £25. I was like, oh my god, no.
Currently on Xbox it's still $30, and for PS5,
full price,
full price. Yeah. As much as I want, like, this is a Don't Nod centered podcast. Let's all get this straight here. I would wait till it's at least half off, like $15.
Yeah.
It's a great game. I love it. I love this game. But if you're on Steam, how much is it on Steam? It's $7.49. Yeah, buy it for that price. Whoa.
Yeah, that's a fair price.
That's crazy. So there's a bundle on Steam. Twin Mirror, Gerda, Harmony, and Jusant for $58.91. Not a bad price.
Yeah, 4 games.
4 games.
So just
and really good
$10
games
each.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Not
that's
bad.
reasonable actually. Yeah.
Anyways, but yes, I would say, yeah, for $7.49, that's definitely worth a pickup. I would say like anything below $20, I think you should definitely grab this game. But unfortunately,
£5 on Steam for me. That $5.50. I wish I had Steam and worked it properly.
dang, dude.
I would buy it on that price. Drop it on PlayStation. Don't know. I will buy it. I do want to play this game. I'm intrigued by it. It's like long overdue for me to play this.
And it's only a 6-hour game. We're talking about like games that don't take up too much of your time. It is a Saturday afternoon game.
Well, speaking of which as well, Vampire's on sale here as well. 80% off.
Oh, is it? How much?
80.
Yeah, get Vampire. Get Vampire.
It's on Steam on sale as well.
Dude.
And Life is Strange 1 episode 1 is free as well. So you never played Life is Strange. Hello. And go and download that. And Life is Strange 2 is also free as well. So go and check that out as well. It's the first episodes of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll come back on Twin Mirror at some point. I will play this
nice.
at some point. But anyway, Adam, main topic.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like we beat the drum a little bit with this because there was a fan question or like a user submitted question from the last episode. But I thought we'd kind of like readdress this because obviously we've had like a little bit of away from Deck 9 and like Square Enix and like Don't Nod. And Don't Nod actually announced a little bit of news relating to this. So this is kind of in our topic, which was that Don't Nod put, we will be at this year's Summer Games Fest edition of Day of the Devs. Make sure you tune into Summer Games Fest on the 7th of June to discover more about Studio Telima's upcoming game, Koira. With more info for a link on that as well. So it was kind of like our final predictions for Summer Games Fest and the Xbox Games Showcase from from both the developers and then also from Life is Strange.
Yes.
Because obviously I think when we record the Lost Records Journal, I think we're going to be recording more or less when Summer Games Fest is done, or like on the date of like one of the shows or something. So kind of like waiting to see if there's anything that happens there, because obviously we would like to record a conversation about Lost Records if it's at there instead of making our podcast go out a little bit of a date. So Adam,
yes,
should we tackle Life is Strange first?
Yes. I'm just looking at when the Day of Devs is happening. So it is June 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, that's a rip for you, dude. That would be like midnight for you, isn't it?
The Eastern time with what, 5 hours? Are they 5 hours behind us?
So I'm Central. So okay, let's do the math here. Right now it is almost 8 a.m. for me. What time is it on your end?
It's almost 2 o'clock in the evening.
Okay,
Afternoon.
so it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we are what, 5 hours apart? No, I
What
did my
time are you
math
again,
wrong
sorry?
there. I'm at 8 a.m. So,
I'm laughing at today.
yeah, no.
Are we on 6
9,
hours
10,
now
11,
because of the time difference? Oh,
Yeah,
no,
we're
we
6
5 hours.
Yeah, we're 6 hours. I just did the math on my handies. Yeah, so 6 hours. So then the East Coast is 5 hours from your end. So 7 p.m. is
Will be 1 in the morning.
yeah. Dang, dude. 7 p.m. EST to BST. Math. Time math. Okay, so it's harder because it's time. No, it is 12 a.m. It will be midnight. I was right.
Nice.
Yeah, so that would be midnight for you, Day of the Devs. That is brutal, dude.
I'll be in bed
Oh, that's brutal.
sending you TikTok videos.
Yeah, so okay, so here's the full slate of events for Summer's Games Fest, which, by the way, the Xbox Showcase is part of Summer's Games Fest. So
Yes.
June 7th, it starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the live look at what's next. And then on that same day, there's 2 more events, which is Day of the Devs at midnight for you. And then at 1 a.m., so Day of Devs is only an hour-long presentation. And then at 8 p.m., there's a Devolver Direct. So this is pretty much going to be like E3. So Devolver Digital will be 8 p.m. And then we go to June 8th, which there's 1, 2, 3, there's 5 different events starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for you. So not too late for you. And it ends, the last show is at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you're just going to be watching all day of games.
Look, if I don't hear anything about Life is Strange, or I don't hear anything about Don't Nod or Dead 9, I ain't watching it. I'm going Betty Bad Buys, and I'll get up in the morning and then watch whatever's happening, because I'm not staying up at stupid o'clock at this time. My body ain't gonna do it. I'm old. But anyway, Adam.
I was gonna say, I think if we're gonna hear anything from Life is Strange, it's gonna be Day of the Devs, or it's gonna be Xbox Showcase.
Well, I can't see it at the Xbox Showcase.
You don't think so?
It's got to be a Day of the Devs. It's got to be Day of the Devs. I would be very surprised if it was in the middle of the Xbox Showcase. It would be very strange.
Let's put it this way: the Summer's Games Fest, the Summer's Games Fest, like the opening one. The opening one is 2 hours long, so it's from 5 p.m. and then the next one, Day of Devs, is 7 p.m. So it's a 2 hour long presentation from Summer's Games Fest that's starting at 5 p.m. So that would be 10 p.m. for you, which is unfortunate. And then at midnight for you until 1 a.m., it's Day of the Devs. So it's one of those two that's going to be shown, I think, a Life is Strange game.
Yeah. It's got to be there.
And I think Lost Records might be saved for Xbox Showcase.
We'll come on to that in a minute. Let's do Life is Strange first, because we've got Dead 9 to tackle with. Right, so because for me, at the same time, I can see it not coming up, because, like, do you remember when, True Colors was announced? Square Enix announced its own collective. It did its own presentation, remember? It did its own event.
Yes.
So it's kind of weird going from that and its own kind of, platform, when they were kind of bigging up Life is Strange and then bigging up some other games they were working on and stuff, to kind of being in a showcase. It's such a strange kind of strategy to move towards, if anything. And obviously, I know people have seen, they've been like, oh, Deck 9 has changed its colors and it's followed Summer Games Fest on Twitter. So it kind of just seemed like it's going to happen. And I kind of don't want to say it's not going to happen, because then I'll be like, oh, well, he was obviously wrong with the prediction. The likelihood is yes.
Can I interrupt 1 second for some insanity on one event? I have to. Oh my God, dude. So, okay. Latin American Game Showcase, okay? There's one detail I want to put in here. It is an hour and a half. It's from 1 p.m. to 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. 70 plus games will be shown in an hour and a half.
We like Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, where it's like,
I know,
here's an
it's
award.
like Latin. I'm like, what?
Wrap up. It'll be like a screen in the trailer where it says wrap up. Like your trailer's too long.
Holy crap, dude. 70 games in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
They're not going to show any light. Anyways.
Nope.
Just wanted to interrupt there. I just had to say that.
Video games, Inc.
Yeah. That's insane. Anyways, but yes.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, so Day of the Devs, I think, will be saved for very, very small games. And I don't think Life is Strange will be shown at Day of the Devs. Because if Koira is going to be shown at Day of the Devs, yeah, Summer's Games Fest is where it's going to be at.
Yeah. It's got to be shown now, because it seems like it's like all the week. Like, obviously they've been massively hit, Square Enix and like Deck Nine, by that allegations article that was written by IGN, and like it confirms pretty much that game is in development. Obviously we don't know what's been not in development from Life is Strange, because obviously, like we heard from Square Enix's report that we did last time, the amount of like stuff that they scrapped and like all the other projects that have been binned and stuff. But it's like, it makes sense that we're going to see a Life is Strange game, because obviously it's been like 3 years since True Colors, since that was released.
3 years.
And I think it was, and it's like, it's been 3 years. They've obviously been working on something there. And like, I just kind of assumed that the way that they did the last Life is Strange, True Colors, that they would have their own collective, like they did when they revealed it. It was like, here's a Life is Strange stream. We're going to be doing this, and it's going to show other Square Enix stuff. But apparently not. So it seems like it's been relegated to Summer Games Fest, if anything. But yeah, I think we'll see a Life is Strange game at Summer Games Fest. If we don't, then I'm going to be like very surprised. But then it's also like, maybe they're not ready. Maybe it does get revealed later this year. It gets released on the 10th anniversary of Life is Strange 1.
That's why I'm looking at each event to say, like, if it's not shown at Summer's Games Fest, which other events will there be to be shown at it? And I'm starting to think that, like, it's only going to be shown in that first event.
Yeah.
Because the other events, again, it's Devolver Digital, which I'm excited for. Then it's Future of Play, which a harmless showcase that's fun for the whole family. And I don't know. And then it's a wholesome game. So an indie showcase celebrating emotionally. I don't think it's going to be there either. Because, like, okay, so the description of wholesome game direct. An indie showcase, which, it's not indie if it's Square. Celebrating emotionally resonant video games that inspire optimism, joy, and introspection. Like, while that's nice for Life is Strange, I don't think that's wholesome.
No.
Latin American showcase. Then it's women-led games summer showcase, which Deck 9 is not women-led, unfortunately. It's led by men. Future games. So to showcase a PC and console games, which, no, it's not going to be Life is Strange there.
No.
Then once again, it's Xbox Showcase and PC Gaming Showcase. And then, it might be shown here, actually. The last event. Ubisoft Forward.
Oh, God.
So, if anything, if Life is Strange is going to be shown at any of these events, it's going to be in that first one. And then from there, if it's not shown there, it's not going to be shown at all. Because like he said, I don't think it will be shown at the Xbox Showcase.
The only other problem I have, Adam, as well, and my kind of thing is as well. So, if I'm going off my top of my head, when we did the Square Enix Collective for Life is Strange True Colors, it was revealed about March, April time, like properly revealed. Obviously, it's an announcement that Life is Strange game is coming. We knew that there was a stream coming up for it. And then they did the Collective, and the game came out in like September time, if the top of my head. Again, like I'm just like making off the dates. I'm not looking it up properly. And then obviously when it was released as well, the remaster collection was delayed because it was meant to be launching with the game at launch. It came out afterwards. We're currently in June, and you've not mentioned it yet. Like, the only reason we know a Life is Strange game is in development is because an allegations article came out. Like, obviously, I think like most people put one and one together and be like, yeah, they're obviously working on something else. And obviously, when we did the Expanse stuff, we realized that there's another, team there. But I'm just like,
But although, okay, let's put it. Oh well, sorry. Well, I mean, here's the other thing. There could be a chance it is at the Xbox Showcase, because yes, while it is followed with a Call of Duty Black Ops Direct, the show itself is 3 hours long. So it's from 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 4 p.m. You know what I mean? And like, where was Life is Strange True Colors showed off as? Like, that's where I want to see the reveal. Was it revealed at a specific like showcase at E3, or was it shown at like an Xbox showcase? Like where was it? Where was it revealed? Just on a YouTube channel? Like, I can't remember.
Yeah, because off the top of my head, it was, we had obviously had leaks and stuff that were kind of like alluding that there's an Asian American character in the game.
Yes.
And then the kind of like the silhouettes and stuff started emerging and stuff. Then Square Enix announced it, saying that there's a Life is Strange game in the works.
Yes.
And we will be revealing it at our own showcase streaming thing that we're going to be doing. So they held their own like little
That's
event
right. Yes.
And it revealed, and it had the trailer in it. It had like, it had like the entire thing. And they also had like a little extra bit with Zach Garris, which feels weird to say, but like, it had Zach Garris in there, and it was talking about the game, and it had like little extra details it added on to the end of it. But like, that was the event that they held for it. It was like, it wasn't at an actual expose, if anything. Like, I know that Before the Storm was revealed at E3 back in the day. Obviously, E3 doesn't exist, but and that was a bit more low key. But I think like the way that the game is positioned when like Life is Strange is done.
Which showcase was it shown at Before the Storm? You know what I mean?
I think it was PlayStation.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, I do remember the PlayStation showcase being.
Although,
I think it might be shown at Xbox as well.
Square, I think, had their own like platform at E3. I'm pretty sure Square like had their own.
Oh, they haven't done their own press conference for a while.
I remember they had one.
Yeah, but that was back in the day. Do you remember like Konami used to have one? Konami had its own like this is the one for the kids as well. Konami had its own press conference as well at one point. The main ones in the last couple of years was PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo eventually dropped out. Ubisoft and EA. They were the kind of like the main ones that people used to go to.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
No, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. That was moments I just zoned out. Yeah, it's a really weird one, man. I just find it like such a strange position where Life is Strange. Like, they're not talked about it. They're not said anything. There's been no hints. Obviously, we're recording 1st of June, remember, as well. So like in the next 3 days, they might put out something saying like, oh, keep your eyes out for Xbox Game Showcase, or keep yourself out for Summer Games Fest or something. And it's like, oh, right, there you go.
Yeah, so okay, I am looking up to just like double check where True Colors was shown off.
Yes.
And this was from the Washington Post on March 18th, 2021. And it said during a Square Enix live stream on Thursday.
Boom.
Publisher announced Life is Strange. So that's the other thing. This was back in March, right?
Yeah.
Like you said. But like Square has not said that they're going to hold.
When did True Colors come out on that?
When did it come out? Like what day?
Yeah.
Let's find out. So
September something. Maybe it was September 27th or something.
September 10th.
There you go. So remember as well with this as well, because they reveal it in March.
Yes.
September it's released. On top of that, Wavelengths is delayed.
Yes.
And the remaster collection is delayed. So it's like in that period as well, in that short period, they revealed it. It was meant to be like this big package that comes out. Parts of it were missing until like later on in terms of releases. And now we're currently in June.
Oh. Hold up. I'm just taking a victory lap real quick. Just give me a second.
Oh.
Victory lap. Because Square Enix revealed Life is Strange Before the Storm on 11th June during where in E3?
Xbox. Yeah.
Microsoft's E3 2017. So, what I'm trying to say, in my American cockiness, Microsoft has had a history with Don't Nod, with Deck 9. They have a very strong history with them that I think there is a case to say that we will see a Life is Strange possibly in Xbox's showcase. It's possible.
It is possible. It just feels so anticlimactic after you.
Oh yeah,
did
no. I'm
kind of-
not saying that I would agree with it. I'm not trying to say that like I want it. I want it to be shown first and foremost at the Summer's Games Fest. But
Yeah.
keep in mind that Life is Strange Before the Storm was announced at Microsoft's E3. True Colors was announced at their own
Squares.
showcase.
Yeah.
And here's the other case for this, that the Xbox showcase is 3 hours long. 3 hours. Now that's
Do
including...
you even have 3 hours worth of games on that console? Like, honestly.
Well, put it this way. Xbox reveals what's next, followed by a Call of Duty Black Ops 6 direct. So that might be an hour of Black Ops.
Yeah.
So it's 2 hours plus an hour of Black Ops, you know?
Yeah.
But that's just it. It's just like, I think it's possible we might see it, like at the Life is Strange.
I would just find it weird to announce it now, and then where the hell are you going to put it in the release window with like this much amount? Because like, for example, Before the Storm's announced at the E3 showcase at Xbox, yeah?
Right.
And it's released in August, so it's released in a very short time frame, but it's a prequel to Life is Strange.
Yes.
It's 3 episodes long, and it's a different time and different thing. We now know, obviously, that Life is Strange has shifted more towards AAA than it actually is, with like True Colors. And the way that Square Enix put so much marketing behind it, its own little stream, its own little event, had a bigger window. Yes. I'm like, where's it going to get? I would be surprised if they revealed it, and it's like, yeah, it comes out in November, December. I'm like, what?
Well,
like,
haven't you realized that Square Enix sets its games up for failure?
Never.
And then they're just like, why isn't it selling as much?
Yeah, it's almost like yeah, ooh, StrangeCast. We could put people on here and give free platform exposure to Life is Strange games, but no, we won't actually be interested in bringing people on here for interviews. You know, as you will. Yeah, maybe. The only other thing I can think of, you reveal it now and you don't release it until January next year, on the 10-year anniversary.
Oh man,
10-year anniversary.
Rip.
What else are they going to release? They're going to remaster collection or something. It wouldn't surprise me if they did that, if anything.
I think they would reveal it now and announce it for October.
Yeah, maybe.
Because October is...
Right near Lost Records.
Yeah, when does Lost Records come out?
It's coming out in Q4.
Yeah, dude.
And the fact that it's still being quiet about it, I still think it's going to be like an October, November release for Lost Records. It's like one part in October, one part in November.
Wouldn't that be a travesty if a Life is Strange game... Because, like, Don't Nod and Square, they're not in cahoots.
And Michel, got you back.
Oh, yeah, no, like, if anything, I know we're a Life is Strange podcast, but guess what I'm buying first is if they came out at the same time period. But, like, because Don't Nod and Square aren't in, like, you know, handshaky mode, they're not coordinating with each other anymore.
No.
So, like, the travesty if we see both games at the Summer's Games Fest, and they both have a launch window of October. That would be so wild and so trippy to see.
It'd be some interesting conversations.
That would be some crazy conversations, dude. I'm gonna say that a Life is Strange game will be announced. Bro, okay, here's the other thing. Will Life is Strange game and Lost Records be announced in the same presentation?
Well, let's come on to Lost Records shortly, because we'll do Don't Nod. Because I feel like this is a conversation just on Deck 9, because Deck 9 and Square Enix are hand in hand, if anything.
Yes.
And I think Don't Nod will be a separate entity to kind of deal with, because I think we can pick that apart. But on this, if anything, Life is Strange, it's a big one. Wouldn't it be wild, for example, if they announced the next Life is Strange game, and then also they announced a remake of the first Life is Strange coming out in January 2025?
They won't.
Why not? They could just ADR all the voice actors from the first game, make a half-baked remake.
They won't, because I want to live in a world that makes sense, Adnan.
Well, you won't be seeing that when I remake StrangeCast. StrangeCast episode 1 is remade.
It's
remade. Yeah, it'll
With-
be like
with-
brackets Adnan's version.
with 80-yard vocals from Chris Evans.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, well, we actually, I
God.
could replace you with Chris Evans, actually. Could make a good shout, actually.
Who's replacing you?
I'll put it in. That's a big question, actually. Who could play me? But I'm a very unique person as well on that.
Are you?
Now I know why people don't like me when I say stuff like that.
I'm gonna replace you with the guy from Answers in Progress, that YouTube channel.
Come on, we've got a budget
guy.
here.
Yeah. What's his name? Dang it! I watch his channel all the time and I can't remember his name. But I'm gonna replace you with that guy. He's also British.
Well, no. I think I stay in it. I stay in it, and then we bracket it. So it's StrangeCast bracket Adnan's version bracket.
Yeah.
And it's like
Adnan's version. Really?
Do you know what? As well, like, let's be honest. As well, like, let's not rule out the possibility of remake as announced there. Like, come on.
No. Yeah.
Come on. Like
a remake of Life is Strange, or a remake of Life is Strange 2.
Right. I would sooner. If someone said to me, you had to gamble and put your house's mortgage on the line on one of the choices, hell, I would genuinely like be running to my nuclear bunker, which I don't have built under my house,
Yes.
opening the door and hiding in it if Life is Strange 2 ever got any ounce of recognition from Square Enix, let alone a remake. Not a chance in hell. The bookies wouldn't even take bets on that because the odds would be that ludicrous. So Adam, let's behave. Let's not do that, you know? I would love a Life is Strange 2 remake, but there's not a chance in hell that IP ever...
Would you, though? Would you like with the way they remade Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm, would you want that?
I don't want a remake of anything. Oh, you mean like a remastered, like a facial thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if they really needs it, to be honest. The lip syncing wasn't too bad in Life is Strange 2.
Well, they didn't need a remaster of Until Dawn, but here we are in today's day and age.
Did
they really need to remake Last of Us?
That got a remaster and a remake, didn't it?
That's yeah. We don't live in a world that makes sense anymore, Adnan. Like nothing is sacred, as you've once said.
Yeah.
nothing is pure. We will never get a remaster or a remake of the first Assassin's Creed, but we will get remasters of the dumbest games.
True.
Yeah.
Which is wild as well. That's the kind of game, like, it should be a rule where you can't remake something from the last generation. It should be like 3 generations ago, 2 generations at least.
Bro, we're getting a
rule.
remaster, and this is a heavy rumor. We're getting a remaster of Veronica, Resident Evil Veronica.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but we're not getting a remake of the first Assassin's Creed. What?
Wasn't there a rumor about a remake for Assassin's Creed 4?
I think
Black
that's
Flag.
not. I don't think that's more of a rumor than it is like that's what they're doing. I think that's a report because screw me, I guess, because I just want the first game. That's it. Just the first. Like everything else, like the Ezio collection, I welcome with open arms. I was like, great, love it. Everything else, no. Can we remake the first one? No. Why? Why not? Because now Mirage is out there, and Mirage is a lot like the first game. You know?
I love that first game.
We're getting on a rail here. So
I could talk about like for hours that first game. I'm honestly so conflicted by it because it's the release schedule seems weird for it to be announced in June, and like for a game to be announced in June for a release in 2024 makes very weird sense. If anything, the only thing I could think is you announce it, and then it's a first quarter release in 2025, so it marks the 10-year anniversary. That's also including, for example, the Aperture rumor. Mm-hmm. That includes if, for example, like, obviously, like it'd be chills hearing Anna Tell's voice if she is Max Caulfield in that game.
Oh, that would be so wild, dude.
Yeah, but
because
again,
we have more information about Lost Records than we do anything about.
Exactly.
We don't even know for positive 100% if there's a Life is Strange game in the making. But we knew about Don't Nod Montreal that they're making a game, but we have no idea.
We're basing off of the article that IGN said they're making something. They're making a Life is Strange game. It's in development.
Yes.
God only knows how far out in development that is. God only knows how many projects might have been scrapped before it, or things have changed.
Yes.
God only knows if it's Aperture and that rumor. Like if it is, I'm gonna laugh so much,
bro. If it's like that rumor, God, dude. Okay, what's more likely to happen? That rumor to be 100% true, or a Life is Strange 2 remake? What's more likely to happen? And we're talking like
Life is Strange 2
100%.
Life is Strange. I'm sorry, I just can't take that serious. That rumor is just like, it's just
Yeah.
like, that would be so off. That would be for me, in my perception. It's not even me hating on it. It would be like the death of the nail in the coffin of that franchise. But it's like you're taking one last punt with Max Caulfield because you know it's going to make money. It'll attract people back to the franchise.
Yes.
But you've lost the heart and soul of the franchise. And again, I love Max. I would love to have had more Max games, but it's just, I think so much time has passed. Again, I know that conversation where it's like you'll bring people back and it's like people are older. It's like our generation who have like grown up with the game and stuff. But it just feels off pace because of what you did with True Colors, and it felt like you were moving the series into a new direction with new characters, new kind of like stories. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like looking forward to whatever happens, because if it is that, I'm gonna be like, Adam, like, Jesus Christ, you're gonna have to come on. You have to like record a video of me, because it's like this is just, it'll be an emergency StrangeCast episode, like blaring sirens in the background, be like, Adam, like it's like
that's why
apertures.
we're discussing, like, you know, the pulling back the curtains of like doing a Lost Records after like the Xbox showcase, just because like
we're
it
more
might
excited
be.
for it, aren't we?
What's that?
What you're saying is that as well, and we're more excited for it. I'm more excited for Lost Records at this point.
Oh yeah, no, like that's the thing. Okay, so a little background is just kind of like, I am not excited for games lately. Like, we were talking about this off camera, but I am excited to play Lost Records. Like, I'm actually, like, I'm playing Banishers. Like, I'm playing it, and it's a very good game. I'm like, I don't want to give my full review on the show until like I beat it. I'm halfway through, but just like, I'm not excited for it. But like you're gonna lose me at Lost Records. You're not gonna hear from me once Lost Records comes out. I'm very excited to play that game. But yeah, like that's the thing. It might be an emergency if we finally see like a reveal and an actual drop, like when the date is, a pre-order, when the vinyl's coming out, because I'm gonna buy the vinyl. You know, that's just what's gonna happen. Which, you know, just to confirm on this show, I did get the Juice vinyl. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Says it will ship out at the end of this month. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be shown here. If anything, I think the wildest thing that will happen, is that they're both shown in the same presentation, and it's going to be the Xbox presentation. Yeah,
and you have, like, you know, if they actually do it like as an event with people there as well, like Michel and Luc looking at them like Square Enix, like,
yeah, dude, wouldn't that be wild, dude?
Yeah, because like that would be wild.
Because they did reveal that they'll be at the showcase. Like, Don't Nod will be at the showcase. You know what I mean? Because we did see, like, this whole conversation started because one thing, can we just put this out there that Koira is going to be at the Day of Devs, but it's not releasing until next year?
Big marketing, isn't it?
I know. I'm happy for them, because Don't Nod is marketing their games. Thank God, dude. They're marketing them. In fact, they pushed back Banishers because of what was coming out that day that they had to I forget why they had to move it back, but it was like for bigger games. Was it Ragnarok? Was it God of War Ragnarok?
No, this came out a while back. I think they moved it back because of like development and finishing things off.
No, I remember them saying it, like, because of like the release window, like it's done, and then they put it to February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, because it's a love story. But I remember there was a release window that they're like, you know, we want to set this game up for success, so we're moving it back to February 13th, or moving it forward. But yeah, good for Don't Nod for actually marketing their games, and they're still supporting Gerda. They're still like talking about Gerda, you know. So Day of Devs, like, Don't Nod's going to be there, and they're going to be there in droves. And I think the fact that Koira is going to be in Day of Devs, I think we're going to hear more about Lost Records. And the craziest thing is that if we'll see Life is Strange in the same presentation, that will be insane.
So let's change this thing, because I think, like, to wrap up off Life is Strange, it's like, I think it'll be there.
Yeah, but which one?
I think the dev one, the Summer Games Fest one.
So
I
the
think
very
one
first
bit
presentation.
yeah, because it just feels weird if it's in the Xbox showcase. Even
It
though
would.
it has been an Xbox showcase, it feels like it's just going to get sandwiched in between things. And I feel like Summer Games Fest is giving a lot of the publishers and developers their time to kind of focus on their own pieces. So I'm going to move that into that direction. And I assume you agree with me on that as well.
No, I think it will be at Xbox.
Well, let's see how it plays out. But either way, like, I think we'll see
You're
something.
like, well, I'm the real host of this show, so it's gonna.
It's like zip up. So I think I think we'll see something. I hope we don't as well, because I don't think they're ready for Life is Strange in between all the stuff that's happened.
No.
It'd be weird to see it in the same year as Lost Records. That's going to make my schedule a lot heavier. But on Don't Nod, because you were talking about it there. So Don't Nod, I expect to have a presence at both showcases in some capacity. They have 7 games in the pipeline.
Yes.
Telltale is publishing one. Koira. We know that's coming as well. And that makes sense as well. Koira doesn't come out till 2025. It's a very independent game. It needs as much marketing as possible. And to Telltale as well, you can always come on this podcast and talk to us as well. The invitation is we'd love to talk to you about your game and promote it. Don't Nod. So the platform is always here. So that's one of the games. And then Tiny Bull is making something from Don't Nod. That's the external game that's being developed. We don't know what that is. That could be there and shown. It wouldn't surprise me what it is at the Summer Games Fest. And it has like a long release window as well. So similar to Koira. And then the other games are all unannounced, barring Lost Records. So it's 4 unannounced games. So it's 4 unannounced games, 2 from a publisher as publishing, 1 that's obviously not unannounced from Telltale, and then Lost Records.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put myself out on a limb here. I don't think Lost Records is going to be shown there.
At all?
Yeah.
I'm going to hard disagree with that one.
I've made a complete U-turn on what I said before that. Because only recently they dropped a lo-fi trailer.
Yes.
And then what else are they going to show at this point?
I think they can introduce more of the characters, like each of their personalities. You know what I mean?
Perhaps.
There's a lot more they can show,
Yeah, I just don't know if it's going to be shown at this thing again, because they've been very quiet. Unless they do another thing where it's like 3 days from now when the podcast is out, like, yeah, with that, I'm like, great. It's one of those that moves from them. But I just don't know if it will actually be shown, necessarily speaking. It might have like a clip, maybe, like a repeat of what we've seen already, and a trailer inserted in something. I don't know if it's going to be new, though. New kind of thing.
Once again, I'm on the hunt for... Oh, okay. I found the video with all the logos. So the very first one, I'm just seeing if there's anything from this logo trailer that we haven't seen. So we got Lost Records, we have Banishers. Banishers is right there. Then we have
the
these
Rock's Juice on.
What's that? The Rock's Juice on, but we have the
on.
Falling Stars. We haven't seen anything from the Falling
That was
Stars.
Tell Me Why 2, wasn't it?
Tell Me Why 2? You think so?
we were like going for the logos. We're like, yeah, that's Tell Me Why 2.
There's also...
And that was Tell Me Why 2.
Okay, so I am actually going to link you.
Yeah, please send it to me again.
Yeah. There's actually 2 games in this trailer right after making sure that... Okay, so that's just my Google search. Don't look at my search history. But right after the Banishers logo, there's 2 games that I don't think we've gotten.
Bro, yeah, opening.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh no, did it show you something else?
So it's just not opening at all. Let me pull this up. Are you watching a YouTube video?
Wait. I got you. There you go. There you go. There you go, buddy. Okay, so starting at... What's that?
He claims to have got me. This is why Chris Evans is replacing him.
Shut the fuck up. At 4 seconds... 4 seconds, there's the Falling Stars. And then right after that...
Is that Banishers?
No, the Falling Stars is right before the Falling Stars. So, again, we have Lost Records, then we have Banishers, and then there's this Falling Stars one. We haven't seen at all.
Yes, we haven't seen the Falling Stars, actually. That's one we haven't seen.
And then right after that, there's this, like, green star that we haven't seen. And then we have Harmony.
Harmony,
Then we have Jusant.
Jusant.
Then we have Gerda.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Sorry.
So
the last 3 we've seen
yes.
confirmed.
Which one of these is Koira though? Like I don't think we saw Koira unless the snow is Koira.
That's Gerda.
That's definitely Gerda.
That's Gerda.
Yeah. But yeah, like
unless Koira's the stars.
Maybe.
The star and the like the gold stars in the sky.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Koira's key art, and like look at the key art. It's in the snow. You know what I mean?
Or it's there's one at the beginning with snow.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
See what I mean? Where it's just like I feel like the one with the falling stars and the green stars we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But definitely the first 2 are Lost Records, and the second one is definitely Banishers because of the runes. Like you see all those in Banishers. So that's definitely it. But the Falling Stars and what if the Falling Stars is Koira? Maybe. No, I don't think so. So yeah, it's just interesting that there's 2 games that we haven't seen anything from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that Don't Nod teaser trailer thing. So those 2 games could be shown, you know?
Because I'm only basing it off of what we heard in March. Do you remember when we went back into March? And we were talking about it. So they said that 4 games are unannounced at the minute.
Yes.
So like that's why I'm kind of figuring it out. So it says because they were talking about in that earnings thing. It says the games we know about include Lost Records, Bloom Rage, which looks like a Life is Strange successor, Koira, which is developed externally by Telltale. The third is an unnamed project with Italian developer Tiny Ball Studios. One of the unannounced games, at least, appears to be a fantasy RPG, not expected until beyond 2025. So,
jeez,
I think you could see Talima's game.
Yeah, you'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially at Summer Games Festival things.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe. Oh, how far is Talima's game out though? Interesting nonetheless.
Well, Talima's game is Koira.
No, sorry, Tiny Ball. Sorry,
Tiny Ball. I was about to say
Tiny Ball. Sorry, not Tallima. Tiny Ball. Sorry. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we see Tiny Ball's game at some point. At more of an independent kind of showcase. Obviously, it's not going to be sandwiched in between that 4-hour Xbox extravaganza kind of thing. But
by
Summer
the way,
Games Fest
I just want to highlight this one comment on. So, Don't Nod will be showing this year with Koira. This one comment said, "This game looks so cute. I will be seated."
Oh, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Should we wrap up?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So I'm hoping we are right about this, and you'll see as Life is Strange 1 remake is announced
so
for
official
2025.
wrap up predictions, right? We're both agreeing that the ones we'll see, right? The 3 are the very first showcase, Day of Devs. We know that for a fact. And then the Xbox showcase. That's we're agreeing on that. Out of all the showcases, we're either the first showcase, Day of Devs, or Xbox.
Yeah, I would agree. So, from what we know so far,
how many games will Don't Nod show off? Between 2 and 3.
Maybe. Like Jusant was shown at the showcase last year, Xbox.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying like which of the showcases, but how many in the whole Summer's Games Fest. How many Don't Nod games are shown?
I'm gonna flip flop again and be like, it's gonna be 3 games that are gonna be shown.
3. I actually agree. I think 3 games will be shown, including Koira.
So, and including Lost Records.
Including Lost Records, and you think Tiny Bull will be there? Yeah,
yeah. I think that's my personal position at the minute. I think I'm going to do a timeline of that. So I think there'll be 3 games. I think, and I'm changing my opinion on that. Lost Records will be shown in some capacity, whether it's new or not, or if it's the same lo-fi trailer or something shown during the Xbox showcase, just for marketing purposes. Then that's shown. Obviously, Korra will be shown in extensive showing as it will be. Then Tiny Bull's game will be revealed, if anything.
Probably in
And
the
then
day of
the
devs at the same time.
Yeah, and then the RPG game, the fantasy RPG game, will be shown later this year at the Game Awards.
Wait, sorry. So what if Tiny Bull's game is shown at that Wholesome Games showcase that I talked about?
And that as well.
Yeah, we don't know because like the Falling Stars looks kind of wholesome and starry, right?
Yeah.
So it
And
could
look
be
at
Tiny
Korra.
Bull's.
That's wholesome.
Yeah, so it could be shown at the Wholesome Games showcase.
Yeah, I can see that. So I think it's either of those, because I think like my other projection is that the fantasy RPG game, which is well beyond etc. I think that might be shown at the Game Awards later this year as like a start of marketing kind of campaign for it. So that's I agree with those. And then obviously Deck 9 and Square Enix expect to be there with
I was
Life
about
is
to say,
Strange.
will Life is Strange be shown, and which showcase is it shown at?
It's hard because of where we're at right now. If it was
Yeah.
March, I'd be like, yes, because it's early in the year. We're in the middle of June. We haven't heard anything from them.
We just started June. What do you mean middle? Today's June 1st.
Sorry, we're in the middle of the year, if anything. Like we're in the middle, like we're smack bang in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like we're in the middle of June, but we're smack
I
bang in the
know.
middle of the year. We've heard nothing from these people, barring an allegations article that's hit both Square Enix and Deck 9.
Mhm.
Where are you going to put the game? Unless you're planning to put it in November, December, or October time, then okay. But then that's going to be smack banging lost. That's going to make this conversation very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm more intrigued about the Life is Strange game being announced and then being put in the same vein as like Lost
I'm
Records as
expecting
well.
traffic, dude. I'm expecting traffic.
Hopefully to the channel, please.
Yeah.
Please. I don't ask for much. Please to the channel. Yeah.
Well, like when I listen to other gaming podcasts, nobody cares. Like Lost Records is revealed. They're like, yeah, Lost Records, because I listen to Kind of Funny Games. I listen to Defining Duke. I listen to, of course, CADcast. I listen to a lot of different podcasts.
Mm.
And every time Lost Records is shown, they're like, oh, that was cool. And then they move on. And it's just kind of like, come on, man. So I do want to point out that we are one of the only podcasts that cares. So
we're the OGs. They
We
know
are the
us.
OGs.
They love us. We're the ones that think, but it's true though. We've talked about this many times on here where we said like, it's not a guaranteed success just because people who made Life is Strange have made this. How many times have you heard that with like Dead Space? Oh, the Callisto Protocol is being made, and like here come the devs from that game. Oh, like Vince Zampella and Jason West leave Infinity Ward and making Titanfall, the next Call of Duty. No, it didn't happen. It happens all the time, man. And I'm hoping that this is the breakaway, that it doesn't happen this time. And obviously, Lost Records achieves incredible success. Fingers crossed.
I have one more question after you answer the Life is Strange.
Have I not finished answering the Life is Strange one yet?
So I'm gonna say, will it be shown? Will Life is Strange be shown? Yes. And is it gonna be at the first or at Xbox? Because I'm on vote of the first. I don't think it will be shown at Xbox. You think it will be shown at Xbox?
No, it won't be shown on the Xbox.
Yeah,
it'll be shown at Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. I have one last question for you. Will Kojima have a presentation?
Savior.
Because it's this Jeff Keighley's Summer's Game Fest.
Of course he will be.
Will Kojima be there?
He'll have the blog written. He'll have everything done with Kojima.
My best friend Kojima. Oh, he's coming to my showcase. He doesn't like Jordan Peele. He told me in our diary blogs.
He's proper Taylor Swift energy, isn't he? Jeff Keighley with Kojima. And like Kojima's standing on the stage being like, Jordan Peele's my boy. Like,
yeah, exactly, dude. It's like, yeah, Jeff, sure. Jordan, come on out here. You can give me a movie, yeah?
Kojima will be at the Xbox game showcase because he's making OD with Microsoft.
You're right. I forgot about that.
And because he's at the Xbox game showcase, the Dorito Pope will definitely like make sure that he's at Summer Games Fest as well. Yeah, maybe showing. I know Death Stranding is quite far in advance, but again, the PlayStation would have their own thing for that.
Do you think Kojima will be in 2 presentations then?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, so the first one and the last one.
Yeah, I would be so. I kind of feeling because they're working with Xbox, like with the OD thing. I think they might be there in some capacity.
Yes.
And then I think he might just be pulled out at Games Fest because Keighley wants him there.
Mhm.
Because I don't know if it's going to be Death Stranding. It might be the technical espionage game that he's trying to make in the future. So he might even talk about that or something. But hopefully he is there. Hopefully it's a joining of people, Michel, Luc, and Kojima.
Yeah.
Like this is the holy trinity of very different people. Yeah, fingers crossed.
So our predictions are there will be 3 Don't Nod games shown.
Yes.
One of them will be Tiny Bull, one of them will be Koira, and then one of them will be Lost Records.
Yes.
We both think that Life is Strange will be shown in this showcase.
Yes.
And we think that it will be shown in the Xbox showcase.
Yes.
Okay. And
the remake will be announced for 2025.
Remake for Life is Strange 2. And Kojima will be there twice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's our predictions.
By the way, we're very bad at predictions. If you're going to watch our 2023 episode,
yeah,
terribly because like we found out what Lost Records was, and it's like, Graham, thank you for that. Thank you for that, boys, dropping that. But yeah, like let us know in the thoughts what you think about the comments. Are we going to see Life is Strange? I think we all have our eyes kind of peeled on these events coming up in the coming week, and obviously you'll get this on Wednesday, so this will be before the showcase. So hopefully we don't get caught. They're going to literally tweet something on Wednesday. Watch Life is Strange Twitter account Wednesday. Keep your eyes on game, and I'm like, right. Yeah. Like, cheers for that. We've done this without the information, but yeah, let's wrap up there because we've gone on for quite a while. Adam, comment of the day.
Yes.
So I'm going to pull this up before we move on because it's a very short one as well, and I think it was a good choice for this as well.
Course.
So
not biased at all.
Up. Nope, not at all. I'm trying to pull the comment. So it's Dream Prism, Alex. Yes. I hope you're well. So he put, I know this is a reference to our last episode. Fun fact about Wastelands that I may or may not have shared on this channel before. Episode 3 was originally titled to be Teenage Wastelands, but they shortened it to just Wastelands. I heard that direct from Michel Koch at an event at a bar following the day panel at PAX West in 2019. So I think that's a good trivia piece to share with you all. I love how he's just there at the bar with Michel.
There's an event at the bar. Yeah.
Nice bit of information to get there from that, and thank you for that, Alex, to share with us for that.
What kind of drink do you think Michel Koch drinks? Do you think it's scotch, or do you think it's like do you think it's a mixed drink?
I think he's like, I would say Luke is more of a whiskey drinker, like
a scotch drinker,
yeah. And Michelle strikes me as the kind of person that would have like like a fruity drink, like a nice like beautiful like cocktail that's like mixed,
like a cosmopolitan.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Zodiac by David Fincher? Great film.
Yes.
Watched it about 100 times. Do you know he's in the bar with Robert Downey Jr.'s character? He has that Blue Lagoon cocktail.
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr. disses it. He's like, who drinks this? And he's like, you wouldn't say that if you tried it. Drinks it, and he's like 12 or 15 afterwards. Because he's like, this is sensational. That's the kind of drink that Michelle strikes me as, like a blue kind of like mixture of kind of like things.
But there you go. I was gonna say Merlot, but you went full on like he's having a summer hurricane.
Actually, I should have gone with the wine. Actually,
yeah, Merlot. He just went with the wild, this like slushy drink, the most American made. This dignified Frenchman, and he's going for the most American mixed drink possible.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I went for the wine now.
Like a Merlot.
He's French as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I swear. Yeah. Oh god, I've messed that up completely. I'm gonna delete this from the episode. He's I give him a really fruity cocktail. He just I don't know. He struck me as a
Merlot guy. I think he's a Merlot.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Might have to ask him at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you drink? Like, question mark.
I don't think he'll like Chardonnays. I think he's more of a darker red. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a red wine drinker.
Yeah.
I love red wine as well.
Oh yeah.
It's the go-to. Right. Thank you for that, Alex. And yeah, let us know in the comments what you think of what drink Michelle drinks as well. Actually, no, yes. Alex might know. Alex will know because he's at the bar. Alex, let us know if you know.
Yeah. If you know.
There you go.
Bang.
Spread the arts, Adam.
Yes. Spread the arts?
Yes.
Well, I spoiled mine to you already, so I'll just go first since it's already spoiled.
Yes, please do.
Okay, so I said this to Adnan. I was like, I have to say this to you because this is 100% an Adnan game. If we put this on a scale of what games I put out, it's like, where's it on the Adnan scale? And I'm like, this is an 11. It is called Duck Detective: The Secret Salami. Okay, I played this game when it first came out. It is made by a German indie studio called Happy Broccoli Games. It is a 3-hour game. It's very short. Like I said, it's only $10 full price. It is well worth the price. It is well worth the time because this is a game filled with duck puns. It has got like a little cutout Paper Mario-esque key art. You get to meet different characters. You get to interrogate them. You get to collect clues. And it's all about who stole the salami from the refrigerator. And you're a down on his luck Detective Duck who is just gone through a divorce. It's so silly and it's so stupid, but just like it is one of the most breathtaking experiences I've ever done. Like it's a breath of fresh air finally on a video game that it's just you're playing as a detective duck. There is a quack button and you get to solve a crime of where is the salami and where are they getting the salami from. So I recommend this game fully, wholeheartedly. This is an Adnan game. It is $10 full price, $10. It is only 3 hours long. Get yourself on Duck Detective: The Secret Salami. That's mine.
It's a shame it's not on PlayStation. If anything, that's
We
one
saw
I want to
that.
know why it's not on.
Off camera, like it's on Xbox, it's on Switch, it's on Steam. Not on
no
PlayStation.
Which is
That's
crazy that.
Talk about crimes.
Because I watched the trailer when it was
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, this is exactly the kind of game I would play. Like,
Exactly. It's an
the kind of
admin game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like exactly the kind of game I would play with exactly my kind of sense of humor as well. Like, I just thought it was like, I was like, all right. I was like, you got my attention. The key art's so funny as well. Like this,
And the voice acting. The voice acting is so good. You would think this is a triple, and it is AAA. You have voice actors from Breath of the Wild. You have voice actors from you looked them up, and it's just like really notable games, dude. So it's like they got really good voice actors.
I think the voice acting is great as well because of how unserious the game as well.
Yeah,
I think like it helps because I think when you like have that kind of thing where it's like you just don't take it seriously because it's just in itself a wild concept. I think you have more fun with the voice acting. There's like no expectation of it. No, I did watch the trailer. It was like I want to know why this game's not on PlayStation. If anyone from the development team can explain to me why it's not on PlayStation, like it's such a shame because I would buy it within a heartbeat. It just looked like the kind of thing that I'd be like sitting there like yeah,
so
I'm all for this. I even said to Adam, I was like, maybe I might buy Switch again just so I can play it. It's like that trailer was like quite outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, so good, dude.
Good choice though.
Yeah. Duck Detective.
Good choice. Mine. I don't really want to share anything, Adam.
Why?
I just don't know if I've really got anything I want to share that I want to spread the arts with. Because
what's a game that you want? Here's a question for you. Okay, if you had all the time in the world, what is one game that you want to replay so badly?
I'd love to replay Life is Strange 2 with a blank mind.
Oh, well, I meant with just like with the knowledge that you have. Like you want to go back to this game.
Sleeping Dogs.
Oh yeah, dude. I've been itching to replay that for a while now.
Square Enix, man. I think that's where my dislike started to stem. What a game that was. That deserved a sequel. And it's not GTA set in whatever place you want to say. It's not as mundane as conversation. It's better than that. It's great. It's a great game.
Yeah, every time they say like, "Oh, it's just GTA in Hong Kong," I'm like, "You silence yourself, dude." There's nothing. No.
You put respect on that game. It's a great game. I've never seen anyone who's not played that game really enjoy it. It's always my first recommendation for things. Yeah, I'd probably say that. I think like I haven't really recommended anything because like this week I've watched some more of the MonsterVerse films. Which I watched Kong Skull Island again. That was good. I really enjoyed Kong Skull Island. It's really well shot. That Jason Bogg Roberts is good. And it's the one that I've watched so far, which I like. Godzilla 2 was a snooze fest, and I just can't get into it. It's just boring.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Fair.
my brother loves that film, and I'm like, I just can't get into it.
No.
I don't know what it is. And I watched those, and I've just started God of War Ragnarok, so I haven't really like said anything to recommend it. If anything, the camera's weird on it though. I don't really remember it being like that in the first God of War. It's like you can't see what's coming from behind you, and you have like the character like warns you, like, oh, and you have like red shades where it be like you're gonna get attacked.
Yeah.
But it just feels really quite clunky. It's like, why is the camera zoomed in so much on him when God of War has always been kind of like, I don't know, it just felt a bit weird. But yeah, it's cool. It's a nice continuation of things. It's also a PS5 exclusive. Very rare you ever get one of those.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna pass by recommending it, but I will recommend if you, in Adam's context, to go and play Sleeping Dog or The Council. I would also recommend The Council.
Yes.
It's my always go to recommend The Council as well. I love them. I'd love to have like started that channel back in 2015, so I could have interviewed some more of those people. Because speaking of which, I actually interviewed,
which is scored by Olivier de Riviere.
Yeah, I interviewed the director of that game when I was working at home. The game was Sylvian Secchi, I think his name was.
Nice.
So I interviewed him, and then I interviewed one of the actors who was in the game. I can't remember who she is. She's her love interest. I can't remember what her name is. The one with the dress, like the flamboyant dress.
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember what her name was.
I
interviewed her as well. It's quite a while ago, but I remember interviewing her.
If you haven't played The
Emily?
Council, yes, that sounds right.
Emily.
Yeah,
or Emma. I can't remember which one.
if you haven't played it, it's such a bat wild twist that's just like what. And what I love is that if you don't solve a puzzle, they'll explain it to you like you're an idiot, dude.
Yeah,
just like
I love. I'm cutting that. We're cutting this part just so you can't like tell a spoiler. You need to play The Council.
Play The Council. It's a wild game.
I'm gonna try and cut it from me being like, I'm quitting this part. You can't be spoiling it. He went cold turkey, by the way, when he played that game. It was just me bigging it up with like, it's just like this wild concept with loads of RPG mechanics, and it's episodic. Play it, and you play it, and it's like, it is a bit clunky. The story goes a little bit ape towards the end, but it's like, it is just cool to play.
Yeah.
So yeah, go and play Sleeping Dogs, go and play The Council. Anyway, I'm trying to cap this under 2 hours. Adam, we're at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed it. Let us know your predictions for Summer Games Fest and Xbox Showcase. Are we going to get Life is Strange next week? Are we going to see more? Are we going to be doing an emergency episode or something on the channel? Who knows? These are all hypotheticals. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did and you are new here, one more time, please do consider dropping a subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share with friends. Support the channel, help us get this channel out to more people. Stay up to date with our content. We do both YouTube videos and the podcast, so do stay in tune with that. And also, StrangeCast is available on all podcast services, so get us on Spotify with a video version. Follow us on there, give us ratings, and also we're available on Apple Podcasts, among many other services. Again, stay tuned this month. Each week there will be a new episode out of a podcast. So next week it will be the Lost Records Journal. So do stay tuned for that. And obviously, hopefully we see something in the showcase we can talk about. If not, we'll find a topic. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Oh,
and I just said boom. That's it.
Oh, I thought you were about to say, no, okay.
Nope,
anyway,
he's making boom booms.
He's making boom booms. And on that note, we'll end. Right, guys, take care. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.